Live. Here it goes. It says the Hangout is live. Then I wait for the little yellow button. And it takes time. There it is.
It says live.
Hey, it is. Hey, Internet friends, MagicBrad, SynergyCafe, and I'm here with a friend of mine that I just met on Facebook, and I hope you got your coffee or your tea or your hot chocolate or now what, eggnog at 9 o'clock in the morning. And her name is Jan. Jan, are you there?
I'm in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Pittsburgh, PA. Isn't that where like Billy Joel lived or something? Allentown?
Michael Keaton and Gene Kelly. We have a lot of famous, and of course Terry Bradshaw and all the Pittsburgh Steelers, and I gotta give a shout out to my team here.
Who's your team?
The Steelers.
The what?
Yeah, right.
I know. I'm not into much for football, baseball,
I know.
any of that stuff.
Yeah, that's okay.
But I'm more into individual sports, like I was in wrestling and gymnastics and martial arts and stuff like that. But anyways, this is what we do on Synergy Cafe is we get to know, like, and trust you because there's a lot of goofballs out on the internet, and we want to make sure you're not one of them.
Okay.
So just so you know, when you talk, Google is voice activated. So when you make any noise, all of a sudden your picture will come up.
Okay.
So you have to kind of understand that it's almost like a walkie-talkie kind of situation. But it's free technology, and I like using it because it gets us out in front of people. So the first question I ask is, who's Jan? You got a family? You got kids? You like bike riding? What do you do? Who are you?
Well, I grew up in Pittsburgh. I moved away twice, but I came back both times because I realized what a wonderful city this is. I don't know if anybody out there watches Undercover Boss, but the mayor of Pittsburgh was the boss the other night, and I loved the show, not only because he helped a lot of people, but it was great publicity for our wonderful city. But anyway, enough about our city. Let's talk about me. It's all about me right now. Anyway, I am Jan Shaw. I am, first of all, since we're talking about relationships today, I am a mother, and that's what I am foremost. I have two boys. The older one is turning 21 in a couple of weeks. I can't believe the whole thing. And I have another boy who is going to be turning 17 in March. So he just got his driver's license, and that's kind of scary to think about, but he's doing okay. I'm a wife. I've been married for going on 24 years, and I am a daughter. My mother is about to turn 85 in a couple of weeks. We're having a great party for her and giving her a CD of memories from all of her friends and family called into this number. It's called Life on Record. If you want to check it out, it's really great. You call in, you give your message, and then I downloaded it onto a CD, and I'm going to hand it to her, and she's going to cry, and it's going to be great. But I love to golf. In my previous life, I was a technology professional. When I lost my job in 2002, I was director of technology for a nonprofit here in Pittsburgh, and I thought I was going to retire there. I loved the job, but somebody had to be a scapegoat, and that was me. So I decided I wanted to stay home with my kids and not go back to work full-time, and that's when I started looking for home-based businesses, and here I am.
Oh, that kind of goes into the next question. I'm also entrepreneurial. I started doing magic when I was a little kid, and that got into a full-time profession. Then I started doing events, and then I started producing expos, and then I realized that was too hard, so I wanted to be online and free. So I started an online business and become a mobilepreneur myself. So what is it that you do? I know that you do some relationship stuff. You do some internet marketing type of things. Is that the technology part? Is that what you are?
Well, I started on and off for the last 10 years. I've been in network marketing, 3 different companies, and my company right now is a company called Send Out Cards. I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's an online greeting card system where we create the cards and you create the cards and we print them, stuff them, and mail them out for you to your recipients. And it is a great relationship tool. Because who doesn't like to get greeting cards?
I'm very familiar with send out cards. A good friend of mine, Eric Worre, was in that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
After a while, he's no longer in any network marketing. He just does training. But I'm familiar with send out cards. I know some people locally here that use it. It's a great system.
Yes.
And we can talk more about that.
Yeah.
After
Yeah.
A couple more questions.
I just wanted to give you a little bit of background. So
that's what you do.
Yeah. Well, that's what I had been doing, and I was starting to see great success in it. I had a team. I had 69 people in my downline, and all of a sudden they up and quit. So I went online to see how to generate leads online, because Jackie Ulmer is another send out cards person, and she's had great success online over the last 15 years. So I started following her, and I fell in love with 2 internet marketing systems that train people how to be successful online. So basically, not only am I generating income with send out cards, I'm also generating income with these other internet marketing educational systems.
Okay, that's key. I think it's very important to not put all your eggs in one basket.
Right.
I see a lot of people online that they talk about my company, get involved with my company, and
Right.
Send Out Cards is not your company. You're an affiliate of that.
Right. And that's one of the first lessons in internet marketing is you have to brand you. You can't be part of, I am not Send Out Cards, like you just said. I am Jan Shaw, and I need to brand myself because there are hundreds and thousands of distributors for Send Out Cards. What makes you different in your company from all the other distributors, and what makes me different? So I figured that out. And
exactly. I've done a couple of videos on that exact same thing, that people need to realize that if this is their business, they should have their own business account, they should have their own LLC, they should be doing their own taxes, they should be doing all that stuff. And these are just tools that these internet, and I love the online education that's coming out of these programs, because it's teaching people how to do this, because internet marketing is different than the regular brick and mortar stuff. It's similar, but it's very different. So the next question is, that's what you do. Where do you work? Do you have an office, like a brick and mortar office, or do you you work out of your home?
Yeah, I work out of my home. We have 5 bedrooms. In the 5th bedroom, there's a deck off of it, and it looks out onto my backyard. So I sit in that room with normally I'd be sitting in there for this interview, but like I said, my boys are upstairs sleeping, and the rooms are very close together, and I didn't want to wake them up. So.
Well, that's a nice thing about being mobile too. You can grab your laptop and work at another location.
Exactly. So I work wherever I want in my house and at coffee shops.
I do that too. There's a little coffee shop down Asheville here. I sit, and there's an area that's got a little round table up in the at the sidewalk, and look out the window and watch people. It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
So let's see. That's the where. So how do you do your work? Do you have like a regular big computer, or you got a laptop, or so?
I have a laptop. It's a laptop. I have a laptop. I used to have a desktop computer, but we got struck by lightning a couple years ago, and there went my desktop.
Oh, that was a sign from God that says you should be a mobilepreneur.
Right. Yes. In fact, yes, it was.
Away with those tethers and those bondages.
Yeah. And it's funny, how much junk you accumulate in your house and on your computer, because there were files on there that I don't have anymore, but I don't even remember what they were.
Well, nowadays a lot of stuff is cloud-based, and what I end up doing for the things that I do is I utilize these other platforms, and you just got to stay on top of it. There are certain things that I will keep in a file, but other than that, I just want the stuff all out there so that if I'm in Bali or Thailand or Mexico or wherever, I can just access it. I
do use Dropbox these days.
So let's see, what was the other question? That's the how. When do you work? Do you work like regular office hours? Do you have like a discipline that you do things, or are you kind of like spontaneous and 3 o'clock?
The good news is I have a home-based business, and the bad news is I have a home-based business, so you can never really leave it. And so I try to work between the hours of 9 and 3 when my younger son comes home from school, but I get this bug in my head after dinner, usually every night, and I have to go upstairs and try something. So, and I'm a late night person, so you'll usually find me on my computer at 11 o'clock at night.
Okay, yeah, I'm the exact opposite. I wake up at 3, 4, or 5 in the morning, get it all done, then I go screw off all day.
Oh, well, that sounds good. I need to have a system like that. I won't get up at 3 or 4 in the morning. I'm not an early morning person. In fact, 9 o'clock was pushing it for me this morning.
Well, what's really cool about the system that we're using right now, it's called Webinars on Air, and there's a couple other ones. There's one called Webinar Jam. There's the expensive ones, but these are pretty affordable, and I can grab my laptop and I could do this. I've done these from outside cafes that have Wi-Fi. I can do them from just wherever I can get a Wi-Fi connection. And this graphic that's on this microphone, it's not a real microphone, it's just a graphic overlay that I had done.
Yeah.
And that's the brand, my MagicBrad name, and my SynergyCafe logo.
I like it.
That's up in the cloud. I don't have to carry this sign or have a green screen background or anything like that. That's just on the system of the Hangouts.
Huh. That's cool.
And so I can do this same format. I could change it if I wanted to, too, and I could do it from Thailand or wherever I want to be.
That's really good to know, because I'm going to be starting to do webinars next month in January, and so that's really good to know. I like that microphone.
Well, if you're interested, I've got an affiliate link for you for Webinars on Air. Of course, we've all got our affiliate links.
Yes, I have one, too.
So here's the big question I like to ask, and then we can get in just basic conversation for a little while. And I don't like to keep these things too long. I like to kind of condense them so that you don't take a lot of people's time. This is
especially
just to get to, This is just to get to know you. The big question here is why? Why do you do what you do? Why do you do something like send out cards? Why do you do online marketing? Why aren't you like a shoe salesman at a department store, or a coffee barista, or a mechanic?
I am totally unemployable, Brad.
Unemployable.
Unemployable because I don't want to work a full-time job anymore. I don't want to have to go anywhere. I want to work when I want to work. I want to work with the people that I want to work with, and I want to choose my own hours. And the only way to do that is to have your own business, home-based business. It's less flexible, I suppose, if you're a lawyer like my sister-in-law or something, but yeah, having a home-based business offered me the flexibility to be where I wanted to be when my kids were little, and even now when they're bigger and family calls and I need to be somewhere.
That's the very similar answer I get from most people I interview on the internet. A lot of times they'll say, like, I want to help people, that kind of thing, but the freedom is the element of why they do online. And I'm the same way. I used to have a business where we produced trade shows and expos for home improvement and health and wellness, and we did about 10 shows a year, and we had an office, and I had to be at the shows because I was managing the shows. So there goes my weekends.
Right.
And I sold that business to my partner, and that's why I'm doing this online marketing thing, because you can, I say, no longer be tethered to an office chair or imprisoned in a cubicle. So
right.
I don't even call myself a home-based business, because home is where my heart is. So
right, exactly.
Heart-based business.
True, I like that.
I just made it up. That's the way it works.
Yeah.
Well, what else would you like to talk about? Do you have any programs coming up, or events coming up that you're promoting, or anything like that
well,
you chat about?
My Facebook page is Jan Shaw Recommends, and I will be posting dates for the webinars that I will be starting, and I am going to be teaching on topics of relationship building online. I go into all these groups on Facebook, and all it is pitch after pitch after pitch, and nobody comments on anything, and I don't understand that. So I'm trying to not do that, and I want to teach other people how to build relationships on social media. It seems that when people go online, they become this other persona that they think they need to be this Mrs. or Mr. Pitch Fest, and not themselves. So
I'm in total agreement. I think there's a big need for that. So if you can create some kind of collaborative of relationships and things like that, because I think a lot of people in social media, I mean, now we're getting into just some basic conversation, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, that's fine.
Is the whole social media thing, to me, it's kind of like, you know, if you're driving in your car and someone cuts you off, you can flip them off because you feel safe in your cocoon. And that's what the internet is you can kind of say whatever you want in this little internet because you know that the guy that's over in Pakistan or the United Kingdom or something, he's not going to come over and get you.
Right.
Or you might say a couple things on Facebook. So people feel very secure on there, and they just do all sorts of weird stuff.
Right.
They don't really bond a relationship. And it's even within our own teams, our little groups, they don't really collaborate and communicate. Oftentimes I get on and I say, hey, let's get on a hangout, let's get on a Skype, let's make a phone call, I just want to get to know you and let's talk. And they go, you know, I'm busy right now. Yeah. They're always so busy liking, commenting, and sharing on stuff, they don't develop a relationship.
Right.
They might have their own relationships in real life, but as far as online, the relationship is as simple as a click.
Right. I'm sure they do have relationships online, but I loved when you asked me to do this hangout because I do like to get to know people, and one of the things I loved about your profile is that you're a magician. I've always been into magic, and I I have no idea how it works or how you do it, but it amazes me all the time. So I think that's cool. And plus, you live in Asheville, and my husband has a cousin that lives down there, so it resonated with me.
Well, that's what it takes. You got to have some. That's the power of these videos. I do a lot of these handheld videos, just holding my phone out, you know, like this.
Yeah, I've seen you on that.
Yeah. Because I want people to know that I'm a real person and I'm not trying to scam you out of something. You know?
Right. It's know, like, and trust. That's all it is. And people don't like to buy things. No, people don't like to be sold anything. They want to buy on their own decision. So they're not going to decide to buy from some jerk online, and all they do is pitch all the time. So
exactly. That was part of my challenge with my old business partner. Whenever we go out to a networking event, he was always selling.
Yeah.
I'm selling, all the time selling.
Yeah. We call that puking on people. We don't like to do that.
Well, he didn't really literally do that, but
with words, I mean with words.
But he's a good a sales guy because he's always on. But God, when you're with him, he's always on.
Yeah, right.
I was that way for a while when I was promoting my magic full time and my event stuff. I was always looking for business cards, and you know, you can't go hang out with a friend or go out on a date or anything because you're always looking for stuff.
Right.
Sometimes you have to unplug and sharpen the saw, as Stephen Covey says.
I mean, even I sometimes just have to unplug and just step back from it and, you know, what am I doing? I have to, these are real people. And selling on the internet and selling in this industry, internet marketing, network marketing, is not about you, it's about them. So you have to get to know them. It totally is, and that's why in some of these programs, like you mentioned the network marketing model, I think the network marketing model and the affiliate model, the multi-tier affiliate model is going to kind of merge. They're going to kind of make a hybrid, because what happens with the old network marketing model is you got that group of people, you know, you got the president and the CEO and the managers and the employees and you got your affiliates, and it goes down that tree, and if all of a sudden somebody breaks off in the network marketing world, their team will follow them to something else. Right. Whereas with affiliate marketing, it's just a couple of tiers, and you get someone involved, and they're basically an equal partner, and you work with each other and collaborate to get each other successful. And then once that person is cash positive, then you can help them in their next little group. It's not like the network marketing model. To me, it was kind of like just start signing people up, sign them up as many as you can. Right. And then it's a matter of retention, trying to keep your team excited. Yeah. To me, I think if people are making money, they'll stay. That's the bottom line. Pretty much. And then you got to, of course, have good product behind it. But, right. I mean, I've been in 3 companies, and none of them were really who I was until I found send-out cards.
Well, some of these companies, I mean, for a lot of the newbies that are out there, they see these companies and they look really good on the front end. And once you get inside, what you find out is it's a lot of miscellaneous companies that are tied to, or businesses that are tied together on the other side of this website. You know what I mean?
No, not really.
I've seen some of these things, like they create these like forced matrix team building things.
Yeah.
Where you get somebody and then they help you get two and they help you get two and then it keeps on going.
Yeah.
What's behind that, because you got to have a product, otherwise that's just a Ponzi scheme and it's illegal.
Right.
So you got to have a product, and what they do is they just grab some kind of free product off the internet and put that on the back, like that's the product, and then it's supposedly a real legitimate business, but it's really not.
Yeah. Yeah. There are a lot of funky schemes out there.
Yeah, Send Up Cards legitimate. Is it Kobe?
Cody Bateman, and he is the coolest dude on the face of the earth.
Cody's and they're in Utah, I believe.
Yes, he is. He's in Salt Lake City.
Yep.
And he's just a really great guy. The company was built in his garage originally with his wife sealing the envelopes and addressing the envelopes by hand and sticking the first class postage.
Now they've got some videos, and it's amazing.
It is amazing
how they can get stuff out.
I've been to their warehouse before, and it is amazing. Especially this week, they were printing 1 million cards a day.
Jesus.
1 million. I can't even imagine that many in a year, let alone a day. So yeah, they have 8 or 9, but probably by now, high-tech printers that Cody was involved in inventing them for Xerox, and the guy is just amazing. He's got this vision 5 years out that we don't even know about, and he's always ahead of the game. So.
Yep, I remember Send Out Cards.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
And you can what I think is really cool about it is you can create a campaign.
Right.
And you can like schedule a card like once a month.
I've done that before, and people have come up to me and said, "Oh, thanks for the birthday card." I'm like, and I have to go. And I say, "Well, you're welcome." And then I go back and I look to see what card I sent them because I forgot. But yeah, that's the fun of it.
Yeah, and the idea of automation, because you can still stay in front of your clients, just saying, "Hey, just checking in."
Right, and the coolest thing about it now is that we have an app. So when salespeople are visiting their prospects or clients, and they want to send them a thank you card, and they think, "Oh, well, I'll just do it when I get back to the office," but they forget, or they get busy and distracted. Now they can come out of the meeting and get on their phone and send a card with a gift from their phone and be done in 2 minutes. And then they don't have to worry about it.
Now, going back to the relationship and the network marketing aspect, I'm not sure if they still have this feature, but you can create a campaign and you can share that with your partners and your team, can't you?
You can share it with anybody you want.
And then they can take that campaign and all I have to do is adjust it with their phone number and stuff in there and their pictures and stuff. But you can create a campaign, because that takes a long time to set up a campaign of 12 cards.
Yes. And then
but you can instantly just send that key to your friend or your associate, and then now they've got it. That's cool.
Exactly. And now we have something even better called Sincere, which is our Pinterest of the greeting card world. And you log into Sincere, and there's 60,000 cards that other people have created waiting for you to use.
Wow.
Yeah, it's so cool because I'm not the most creative person in the world, and I love, looking through that catalog and using those cards as my own. It's great.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, we're about, actually this has gone longer than normal, but about 25 minutes into it. So I want to sign this off and thank you for taking the time to join us. And if you want to do it again for another one of your businesses, or if you got a project coming up, let's do that. And what happens with this is it goes up to YouTube, and then I propagate this out on the internet and share with the world.
Okay, thank you so much for having me. I've really enjoyed being with you today.
If you want to stay on, we'll have a chit-chat, but I'm going to sign it off. So thank you all for watching it, and thank you, Jan, for sharing your wisdom.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Peace, love, and happiness. MagicBrad signing off.